Hey guys, look, this is the second part of our unfamiliar text tutorials, and this one is on the second type of text that you'll get in unfamiliar text, which is poetry. Yes, you'll get a poem, and you'll have to do some analysis of it, and we'll look at doing that. We'll look at analysing some poems. But here is the main sort of gist of what you need to know about poetry and poems. First off, the purpose. Okay, you need to know the purpose, and the purpose is to describe and provoke thought. Okay, it might be about a particular thing, or it might be about an idea. The structure is always fairly similar. Like songs, poems are set out in verses, but in poetry, we don't call them verses, we call them stanzas. Okay, so remember that. The title is always really important. There's an opening, the first probably 2 or 3 lines of the poem, the first stanza. There's a big but, and that's not like the song. There's a turning point. There's a change. And right at the end, the idea should be clearest. It should be like a summary of the whole idea of the poem. Ideas, well, the main idea of a poem is the thoughts you're directed to have about what is described. Now, the other main thing you need to know about poetry is the type of language techniques used, and it's a little bit of a continuation from the fiction, okay? But there's 1 or 2 other things that you need to know here. And here is the type of language used and what it is used for. First off, we've got figurative imagery. This is language features that get you to think about the subject in a new way by combining associations. And there we have personification, we have metaphor and simile. Same sort of thing as fiction, so those are important, sort of well-used language features that you need to know. We've got sound devices such as alliteration, assonance, consonants, onomatopoeia, and rhyme. There's always a couple of things, and the emphasis is because they resonate in your ears. Why has the poet used that? Because they resonate. They link words together. They create moods. Okay, so there's your answer for why the author of the poem has used those particular devices. Sensual imagery to invoke a stronger, more provocative sense of whatever it is that's being described. And when we say sensual, we're talking about what it looks like, what it sounds like, feels like, smells like, and so forth. Emotive language, which are words used to make you feel something about what's described. It may be, anger. It may be a sense of wonder. It may be, sadness. Verbs give a sense of the pace of the character's movement, can create tension. And adjectives help create an image of the setting, character, or action. So you'll notice there's a few of these things that we looked at already in fiction. So there's a few things that are fairly common to both of those types of texts, both fiction and poetry.